I don't really know her like that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, hold on. We live right now, man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo,
yeah,
welcome back and happy spring to everybody
happy
all around
spring.
the world, including Canada, USA, regions of Long Island, the 5 boroughs of Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and
You gotta say
Queens.
everybody now, son. You can't say one
I
without
just
saying the
I
other.
just I just did.
Now you said Canada, so now you gotta say South America. You gotta say Africa. You gotta say Antarctica,
That's a whole
Madagascar.
list.
That's what I'm saying. You
That's a
shouldn't have started
whole
it.
that's a whole list, man.
You shouldn't have started it, son. Now you got to complete. You got to complete it. People in Russia, they gonna say hi. They from the United States. They shouting out Canada. Why they ain't shouting out Russia?
That's why I said all around the world because I ain't
Oh
got
yeah, you're
time to
right. You're
name.
right.
That's why I
You're right.
said I
You're
don't
right.
got
You're right.
time to
You're
name
right.
all these places though.
You're right. You're right.
But
You're right. So
but
shout out to Earth.
anyway, man. Hey, listen.
I'm signing up for Mars, son. I'm gonna be on that first thing smoking. Straight to Mars. You know, I need to get out of this place called Earth.
Yo, anyway,
I'm
man.
an alien, man.
Anyway,
Yes,
listen.
sir.
Listen. Welcome everybody that's listening from all around the world, including Canada, Russia, including the USA, including areas of Long Island, the 5 boroughs of Brooklyn, Manhattan,
Queens.
Bronx, Staten Island, and Queens.
Yes, sir.
This is your host with the most, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka The Gregonator, aka Rookie of New York, and you are listening to Off the Meatrack Chainz number 20.
Number
We
20.
made it.
Yes, sir.
We fucking made it,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. We did. We sure did. We sure did. You know? And I want to tell everybody they better do their jobs and share the podcast, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah.
And don't forget to share the audio streaming platforms too,
Exactly.
including YouTube as well.
Yes,
And speaking of YouTube, if you are a new listener in the YouTube Enclave community world right now, and new listener, and you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry, I got you. All you gotta do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is G Money Stacks 555. Click the notification bell to be notified of when the show goes on the air live. Plus, upcoming episodes, live stream, of course. And also be sure to comment on the episodes, including the topics that we discussed, what you thought about it, and how do you feel about certain things, and previous recorded episodes. And don't forget to share the podcast along with audio streaming platforms with your friends.
Yes, sir.
And also you could also listen, watch, and also download, like, and
subscribe.
And
comment.
I just said that.
Exactly. You know, you gotta let that YouTube algorithm know that somebody out there is watching them. That's how you cheat the algorithm, is what they say, right?
It's a tricky place, man.
Yes,
Yo, man. But anyway, man, yo, how's your week?
It was good. The reason why we're a little bit late today is because I told you about 10-15 minutes, but then a fight came on. Dylan White for Alexander Povetkin out there in the UK. It was a great heavyweight fight, man. My boy Dylan White won. So shout out to Dylan White. Boxing is heating up, especially the heavyweight division. They're going to have a unification bout where we're going to have an undisputed heavyweight champion. And we haven't had that in a long time. So that's going to happen when Anthony Joshua faces off with Tyson Fury. It's going to be a hell of a fight, man.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a hell of a fight.
An undefeated boxer?
Well, undisputed. So that means
like, what do you mean by undisputed?
They'll have all 4 belts. So one guy's gonna have all the belts.
I thought
each weight class
undefeated?
Got 4. No, undisputed. Undefeated means you never lost a fight, but you could lose a fight and still have the belts. You know, so we'll look at someone like Anthony Joshua, who has 3 of the belts right now. He lost the fight out here in Madison Square Garden, but then he came back and beat the guy. So he got his belts back. So now he got 3 belts. Tyson Fury just won his belt off of Deontay Wilder. So now they're going to go in and fight each other, and whoever wins are going to have all 4 belts. That's when you become all undisputed. That means like it's undisputed. Like, you know, it's undisputed. Like, let's say our show was the undisputed best show on the internet. That means that nobody can dispute what we're saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like nobody can dispute it. That's official, son.
Oh man.
You know?
You know, I never really thought about it that way. I never even thought about our podcast being, you know, undisputed compared to Interlude Radio or Interlude Sports.
Exactly. You know? But nah, you know, it's about the hustle. And we work hard. We work very, very hard to provide our audience with good content. So it's definitely gonna make its way. This is only the first season of Off the Meat Chainz New York podcast, and
it's not season, man. It's going straight through.
Well, we haven't even been here for a year, is what I'm saying. So give it a little bit of more time. You know, I'm sure we'll be there.
Yeah.
But how was your week, brother?
My week was all right though. The last Saturday I worked, I had to talk to this black lady who's black and everything, and I actually had to vent because I was venting about the whole cancel culture thing and everything. And then she brings up and I told her about the slashings and the attacks of the Asians and all that other stuff, and then she brings up how, you know, how they hurt African Americans for over 400 years. And I tried to basically explain to her that revenge, hatred, darkness does not solve all the problems. It's going to make shit worse. Hurt people does not solve all the problems. I agree. It just grinds my gears that people like that is thinking about revenge, knowing that it's not going to bring back those that you lost.
Right. 100% correct. It's interesting you speak about that. You know, I have a cousin who passed away. He got killed, and we're speaking about maybe 8-9 years ago. And he used to be in a gang. You know, he's a blood. And
oh boy,
it was like a war going on out here in Long Island where Bloods was beefing with Crips, Bloods beefing with Bloods, and he got killed, unfortunately. And it's crazy because, you know, they found out the person who did it, and now he's in prison. You know, and I never wanted to enact any revenge on this guy because, like you said, hurt people, and someone has to stop the violence. So let's say we were to go out there and try to basically get revenge for our cousin. We could have set off a whole chain of events where I could possibly not be here. Ace could possibly not be here. My other cousins may not be here. So, you know, I guess everybody responds to things differently, and I'm not going to look down on someone.
Shit.
Yeah, but you know, that's not how I get down. So all I can do is give people advice on the way I feel. And that revenge stuff, of course, if I was with my cousin the night that he got killed and I had a gun, there's no telling what I would have done. You understand? I probably would have shot at the guys also, you know? But when you have time to think about it, like now I wasn't with them, they told us what happened. It's a completely different subject, you know? But I definitely agree that for me, it's not the right way to go about making things correct. All of this revenge stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But it's interesting because a lot of white people didn't want black slaves free because they felt that we would go out there and try to get revenge on them. And as black people, I don't think that it's in our nature to really act like that, you know? Because if that was the case, we wouldn't even, that's a whole nother topic. But look at what we do now. You know, it's a whole nother topic. So yeah, let's not even get into that.
Yeah, because I was about to mention that a podcaster got his page pulled because YouTube claimed that they actually that they basically allegedly was talking about politics and whatnot and on other stuff and hate speech and stuff like that. And I was going to do a future episode dedicating it to the people from one of my favorite shows, the Officially Street podcast. Um, I really feel bad for them, man. Like because
What they say?
their shit got pulled, and I was like in my head, and as I'm listening to the episode, it was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I said on Instagram, whatever happened to free speech? But then, as I previously said in the previous episode, one of the previous episodes, is that there's limitations to having free speech.
Facts. I agree 100%.
Which I will get into more of that in a future episode. But right now, I want to cut to the chase to chatting on the jazz, shall we?
All right, before we get to that, real quick, I want to bring up something. Early on my Instagram, that's at In the Loop Films. You could go over there and check it out. We speak about a lot of things. Sidney Powell, you remember her?
Who?
Sidney Powell. She was one of Trump's lawyers for for the case where they tried to say that the election was stolen. Now, they tried to blame Dominion voting system for a whole bunch of things. So they blamed the company, Dominion. And what happened was Dominion filed the defamation suit. And they did the same thing with Sidney Powell and also Rudy Giuliani and also Fox News. Now, the most interesting thing about this is that Sidney Powell and Giuliani, their only defense is that only stupid people will believe the stuff that they were saying, that the election was stolen the way that they say it was stolen. Now,
this talking about 2 months ago.
Exactly. So now we're speaking of freedom of speech, and we look at what happened over there at the Capitol. And these people were listening to the Sidney Powells. They're listening to Fox News. They're listening to Giuliani. They're listening to Trump. But when these people actually have to put their money and put evidence behind the words that they were saying, their only defense is that only crazy people will believe us. So when we talk about freedom of speech and we see that people could come up here and lie to you and know that what they're saying are lies, meanwhile, you have people in America that won't know that these people are lying. And then they go out there, and now we have a police officer who was killed out there. We have people who stormed the Capitol. I think that they would have killed Pence if they had caught him. They'd have hung him. Like they were saying, hang Mike Pence. You understand what I'm saying? And all of this is off of propaganda. You feel me? So, of course, freedom of speech, we should have freedom of speech. But at the same time, it has to stop somewhere.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Mm-hmm. You hear about people talking about free speech and everything, but then you have people like a Louis Farrakhan who got pulled off of social media, and not to mention YouTube or whatever, because of the particular hate speech message that he's talking about and everything. And on this platform right here, we don't condone hate speech, anti-Semitics, and all that other shit. We don't condone any of that shit, and we don't condone bullying either.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm not trying to have my page pulled based on some crazy shit, based on whatever YouTube guidelines it is. I'm trying to. That's why when I pick topics, I try to stay away, because I'm not a big fan of politics.
Gotcha.
Because it's not entertaining to me.
Gotcha.
And in the previous last episode, I don't know if you heard, but me and my friend Notagami, we spoke about how there's too much politics in our TV shows and cartoons that they try to cancel.
Yeah.
Like it's like you trying to cancel fictional characters from years ago and everything when we got bigger shit going on and everything. Like, this is crazy, son.
Nah, you're right. You're right. I look at it, you make some very interesting points, and that's the thing about the internet. The internet is great because it gives everyone a voice, but at the same time, the internet isn't great because it gives everyone a voice.
Shit is gone too far, though.
I think so too. And I think it has a lot to do, you know, because I also look at our people, like you mentioned Farrakhan. And a lot of times I do stick up for Farrakhan. But at the same time, there's certain I lost my train of
can't
thought.
agree with everything that he
No,
says.
you're right.
Though.
You're 100% correct. I don't agree with everything that he says. However, I do agree with the majority of the stuff that he say, and I do think that Farrakhan gets labeled as a hate speech when a lot of times he's not really speaking about hate. All he is speaking about is what was done to black people. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people look at that as hate speech. It's the same thing as the race card. I was looking at the O.J. Simpson trial, and they were speaking about Mark Furman and how Mark Furman was a straight up racist. I mean, they have him on tape speaking about planting evidence and speaking about getting out of the service because too many Hispanics and niggas was in there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when these type of things get brought up, white America gonna say, "Oh, you bringing up the race card." How's that a race card when it's true? This racist white man was the only person who found the glove. Of course, that's gonna put what you know everything that he finds under scrutiny. Then he lied in court about it. Then when they asked him if if he ever planted evidence, he said he pleaded the fifth. So it's like, come on, son. You understand what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, let's go to the next section, chatting all the jazz. What you want to talk about, brother?
And I remember in episode 19, I was doing a lot of thinking about what you previously just said about the whole thing with validation as far as award shows and whatnot. But and I bring this up because it has to do with the founder of the Village People.
Yes, sir.
And
that's the YMCA people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So according to TMZ, basically the founder of Victor Willis is teeing off on the Grammys, saying it disrespects recording artists and has a Hall of Fame so lame, the group's rejecting the recent induction of its biggest hit. Willis tells TMZ his legendary disco group told Grammy interim president Harvey Mason that it's declining into induction into the 2021 Grammy Hall of Fame because of the Hall of lacking and not taken seriously by the Recording Academy. Willis, the cop in the Village People, takes a serious issue with the lack of attention Grammy Hall inductees get, saying there's no mention of them during the actual Grammy Awards and there's no induction ceremony. For the record, the group's iconic track YMCA specifically was inducted into the Grammys Hall of Fame in December because it's only 4 singles and or albums, not the artist. But Victor's not even down with them honoring the song. Wow. He calls the whole thing an insult. The Village People want no part of until the Grammys get their act together. He adds that when the group releases an album later this year, it likely won't even submit it for Grammy consideration.
Wow.
And he goes on to say the Grammys should show respect for classic artists who built the recording business. Still, you can count Victor in among the musical acts who are very anti-Grammys these days, with The Weeknd leading the charge. Now, this is what I'd say from this, though. To me, it's not just about validation. It's about the recognition and the acknowledgement. Mm-hmm. And you hear people talk about we should build our own award show for African Americans and all that other stuff, but it's not that easy because it's kind of hard to find resources of money to actually do something like that. Why do you think we got the NAACP Awards, which I forgot is on tonight, though?
Oh, it's on tonight? Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Definitely check it
I forgot what time it comes on, though. But
we got the Image Awards too, which are black. You know, the BET Awards. We got a few awards out there that celebrate our artists.
But you know, BET is not created by a black person. It was
Well,
created
he
by a
sold
white
it, right?
person. Huh?
The guy who made it sold it, didn't he? I
I'm
think it's
not.
owned by a white
I'm not.
person, but I think it was created by black people. I think they sold it.
I'm not too sure on that one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either.
Yeah.
But what was your take on the whole thing? Like, how do you feel about it?
He's right.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like, you know, the weekend and along with everybody else is like, you know, anti-Grammys because of the lack of not just the respect behind it, but it's like the lack of diversity.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's like people, I don't even know what the phrase people of color means. I keep hearing it a lot most of the time though, man. Like it's
the Chinese person say that they was a person of color. I was like, how you more fucking tan than a white person? Some of y'all. So how you a person of color? I'm like, how the hell are they people of color? But I understand.
Tan.
I definitely don't want to touch on that topic, you know.
What does tan got to do with your complexion?
Yeah, I mean, they just, some of them is just as, you know, as white as white people. Some of them, you know, they're more pale than white people. Some of them, you know.
Oh man, this is nah. But how you feel about that?
Well, first of all, we got to get to the meaning of like the village people. What made them come up with that name? Like, you know, who was it? They had a cop in there. Who else they had up in there? It was mad different types of people in the village people. So basically what they trying to say is like, when you go to the village in Manhattan, like these are the type of people you're going to see. You understand what I'm saying? Always like, you know, like you go to the village, you're going to see, you know, a gay police officer. Are they really gay or is that just something that
I don't know about that one, man?
Yeah, let me not put that on them. But, you know, you're going to see a cowboy. They got a cowboy or something in it, right?
Yeah, cowboy and an Indian and
Indian, like these are the type of people you're gonna see when you go to the village. You understand? But no, I agree. And you know, in all honesty, like you said, with the diversity thing, when you look at the board members and the people who actually vote for the Grammys, do they really represent the public?
But I mean, do they even listen to anybody's music?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not gonna take some conservative white man that's in his 60s, you know, to speak about someone like Casanova. Like, what are you gonna tell me about a rapper like Casanova? You understand what I'm saying? We're coming from different angles and we have different backgrounds. We like different types of music. So you can't validate for me what I like. The people in the streets are actually was validating. So I think the Grammys, you know, maybe they should speak to actual rappers. You understand? And have them vote. Maybe have a Jay-Z, have a 21 Savage. You understand what I'm saying? Like have these type of Jeezy, have these type of people voting so that we can have a true representation of what the people are looking at, because they're definitely out of touch. You know, like you and what's shorty name? Nagami? Notagami. Like what she was saying with the whole Nas thing. Come on, son. We could you know, put
I actually did
6 different Nas albums up there.
But you know, I did a little research on the whole Nas thing, not receiving awards. He actually had 2 hip-hop awards.
Mm-hmm.
And also, plus that one
from where Grammy. The Source and Essence.
The hip hop awards, not to on BET, I think.
Oh, okay. I think not everybody, but a lot of people who grew up during my time frame, we definitely looked up to Nas. Nas was one of those rappers that we all wanted to be like. You know,
27 years. I had no idea. I had no idea he's been in the music game for that long, man.
Exactly. It's interesting because I think his first album came out, what, 93?
94. Illmatic.
Exactly. So I was 14 at that time. And I remember, like, you know, during that time, everybody in New York, all we listened to was Wu. We listened to Nas. Some people was actually rocking the Jay-Z 2 years later, 96, off of Reasonable Doubt. But people was listening to Biggie. I remember, man, I was right here in New York, man.
Oh man.
I remember
that has to be really something though, man.
Yeah. Exactly. You saw that Biggie show that's on Netflix? Where they talk about his life and death. It was excellent, man. You should watch it when you get a chance.
The Biggie documentary?
Yeah, it was real good. I didn't know
I was actually going
Jamaicans.
to talk about in episode 21.
Okay, so
because
we'll
of the Hip Hop Uncovered TV series, which was a 6th episode that we was gonna get into and stuff.
But they talk about the deaths of Tupac and Biggie?
Huh?
And Uncovered. What they talking about in that?
Wait, Hip Hop Uncovered.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's even that though. It's like they're giving their stories from their perspective. It's not really so much about the drama per se, but it's kind of like each episode has like different stories and different perspectives and stuff.
Gotcha. I gotta check it.
And also,
Grand Army. That's your Grand Army.
Oh nah, I never heard of it though.
It's on Netflix. Check it out when you get a chance. I'm gonna give you my Netflix account, man, so you can watch some of this stuff.
I have an app where I can watch all that stuff.
Okay, yeah. So check it out when you get a chance. It's interesting. It's local. I think you might like it.
Yeah. You also wanted to know, how did the Village People get their name?
Yeah.
So basically, more like the demo and came up with the idea of packaging Willis as a member of a group called, you guessed it, Village People. As to why he chose the name Village People, this was a nod to the thriving gay community in Greenwich Village, New York.
Don't mess with them boys, man. Don't mess with the alphabet boys, man. You gotta stay away from them, man. Don't say nothing.
Man.
The LGBT community.
And I really thought there's more to the story of how they got their name and everything. But it's like, I didn't know it was for the gay community. I thought it was like for the band itself.
Yeah, I thought it was just representing the people that you see in the Village. But we already know that the Village is known for having a large homosexual community,
Since 1977.
That's when they first came out.
That's crazy, man.
It's funny. What I think of, it's hilarious. You know what I think about when I think about the Village People?
Yeah.
And like going into the neighborhood. Like, remember Sesame Street?
Yeah, what about it?
The song, These Are the People in Your Neighborhood. In your neighborhood. Like, that's what I think about when I think of the Village People. You know what I mean? Like, these are the people that you don't see in your neighborhood, when you're down there in the village.
I had no idea you was gonna actually use that as an example, man.
I like that show, man.
They moved Sesame Street from PBS to HBO, right?
Why? What, they cursing now? They got sex scenes or some shit like that? Why is it on HBO now?
I had no idea, man. It's crazy to me, man, how they
count.
I think I think it has to do with the fact that on PBS you can't really say certain things.
Yes, sir.
But on HBO, it's more adult.
But what do we want kids to know about that though? You know what I mean? Like, what are they switching up their market?
Market.
Yeah, they switching up their target market or something.
That's probably part of it though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as like, maybe adults might be the main target.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's crazy. Because if you think about it, I could count for almost 20 years of children. I grew up on Sesame Street. I have cousins that's 30 that grew up on Sesame Street. It's the same thing as Barney. Barney. When Barney came out, I was older, so I didn't get raised on Barney. But a lot of kids got raised on Barney, yo.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Teletubbies. I was way too old when the Teletubbies came out. But a lot of kids.
Teletubbies?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never watched it before, but a lot of kids watched it.
It's the same thing. How many people been watching Teletubbies?
Just my little cousins. I got a lot of little guys and little girls. family members. You know what I mean?
That's
You
not
know?
bad though.
And it's funny because they're older now. My little cousins. So think about it. I'm 40. You understand what I'm saying? I got
Oh,
cousins that's
shit.
like 30 now. So I was 10 when they were born. So now a lot of them guys that's 30, I'm still looking at them as children. And they fucking, they grown ass people, man.
Yeah.
You know? It's like your mother and your sister. They always look at you as little Greg. I mean, little G Money Stacks. You know what I mean? Nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Whoa. Wait a minute, B-Love.
Yeah.
That's not, I'm not a little baby no more, man. That's why that's why I grew the facial hair.
But your parents and your sister still think that about you, don't they?
My sisters don't think of me as a baby boy.
Oh, they don't?
Knows,
okay.
She knows I'm an adult.
Nah, I hear you. See, my mother still called me baby.
I may be the youngest, but that doesn't mean I'm a baby, man.
Nah,
like, come on.
You know what I mean. That's, the same thing with my mother. So I can have a conversation with my mother and she'd be like, oh, my baby's not feeling good. I'd be like, Mom, I'm about to be 41 in May. What are you talking about? She's like, you're still my baby, Lou. I'm like, Ma, come on, cut it out.
I hate when parents overprotect their sons and daughters from everything.
That's what they do.
It's been happening to me all my life. My mother cost me my own first time to date a woman. She cost me my chance, man. Like,
what happened, man?
She comes up with stupid excuses not for me to spend time with my friends at their house and everything with stupid ass reasons, man. I'm like, listen, I stopped asking for approvals from my mother at the age of 19. After I became 18 and I became an adult, I didn't need her permission or her approval anymore because I'm not trying to look for a validation. And this whole idea of me dressing appropriate and everything is almost like saying I can't be myself. I can't be my own individual. Like, it's crazy to me.
You skipped over a whole bunch of stuff. What do you mean by dressing appropriately?
I don't like this whole crazy notion about like, she talks about how people dress like bums and all other stuff. It's all these stupid stereotypical bullshit ass excuses and shit. Not for me to be my own individual. I have to be my own individual because nobody's gonna do it for me but me.
You're right. I agree.
And if I want to rock outfits like hoodies, t-shirts, sweaters, sneakers, and whatnot, then I'm allowed to do that. Now that I'm working and everything, I don't need their approval anymore. I'm an adult.
I hear you. It is a place for their. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And speaking of being an adult, you heard that Miami, Florida got a curfew at 8 p.m., right?
I heard about that.
Well, what happened was there's been so much going on with like, major brawls. Like there was a brawl by the double MA place and stuff like that, and some guy pulls out a gun from a brown paper bag and decides to shoot it in the air to basically try to like, stop the whole ruckus and everything, which was in poor taste.
It is.
And then you got motherfuckers still doing parties and shit and everything, and there's too many fights going on and everything. This is why they got a curfew at 8 p.m.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, man.
Yeah.
This I feel the government has a hard job. You have over 100 million Americans. You got over 100 million people that got different thoughts and different ideas and different agendas. And people are going to want to do whatever the hell they want to do. So we'll look at a perfect situation like the election. I hate to keep bringing it back to politics, but sometimes things go back to politics. But we'll have half, like 52% of Americans who vote for Biden. Then you got 48% that vote for Trump. That 48% is going to be angry. You understand what I'm saying? So the majority rule type stuff is hard and it's harsh. And I get into it every day with one of my best friends. My man Mike, he's from Brooklyn, and he's a cool dude, but he's against all these mask mandates. He's against the government telling us that we should get vaccines and things like that. And I understand that. But at the same time, if the statistics that they give us on coronavirus are true, then what is the government supposed to do? Aren't they supposed to tell us to take the vaccine? Aren't they supposed to tell us to wear masks? Aren't they supposed to lock things down?
Yeah, but last time when everybody went on lockdown and everything, it didn't really work. Look what happened. Suicide rates is up.
No, you're right.
People's mental health is at stake and shit. It's like I'm gonna just say this though, man. And this is gonna go by a question for those who's using conspiracy theories to say that vaccines are gonna turn into zombies and shit. And I had a customer that I was talking to. At my job and everything, outside the parking lot and stuff like that. He's talking about some video about how some African Americans, excuse me, well, some people to be exact, but saying that that these vaccines or whatever is going to turn them into zombies. First of all, I had to explain to him that that has to be not only a conspiracy theory, but the fucking video that he's talking about, the shit is staged, man.
Exactly.
It's a staged video. There's no way that a vaccine is gonna turn you into a fucking zombie and to make it seem like it's gonna be some zombie apocalypse, man. This is not I Am Legend, and this is not fucking Resident Evil movies and shit, man.
Right.
And I have to say this with a question though, man. Like for those who's like so hesitant, including LeBron James, of course. Would you rather face everything? Would you rather face everything and run scared for the rest of your life, and then all of a sudden you get the disease, or would you rather face everything and rise and get everything over with? Because the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, is that everybody got to be vaccinated.
You're right.
I can't afford to get a disease, man.
Exactly.
I don't want no disease in my life, man.
Exactly.
It's bad enough I've been dealing with like certain people who had cancer and all that other stuff and everything, and that's like I can't handle another person that I care about, especially one of my friends who got that disease and everything, man. That's gonna crush my soul.
No, you're right. I agree. I definitely agree. Definitely agree with you, man.
Yeah, man.
But now it's real. It's real, man. It's definitely real out there. And I feel that the government definitely has a harsh job, because you're not going to get everybody to agree on certain things. So for a lot of these guys who talk about the mask mandates and the vaccines and stuff like that, a lot of times we already do it. In order for kids to attend school, unless you have a valid reason to resist certain vaccines, then they got to take it in order to go to school.
But But you don't want one individual who contracted the disease to spread it to everybody.
Exactly.
That's why everybody I've been vaccinated. I've been vaccinated years ago, as a matter of fact, though, man.
Okay, what you got? The flu vaccine?
I don't remember, but like all I remember is that I had the chicken pox on my stomach.
Oh, okay, all right.
Man, which is crazy though, man. This was like when I was little. I don't really remember, to be exact, though. But yeah.
Oh damn, yo! You heard the Nets got LaMarcus Aldridge?
Who?
Aldridge. He tough. He older now, but he's a good player.
How old is he?
He a little bit younger than me, so I would say he's probably like 34, 35, around that age.
He's closer to my age.
Yeah. But he's still a good player. He still could be productive. But like what you was just saying, man, about certain things about the vaccine and things like that. Listen,
people don't do their fucking research and
exactly.
and to look at the ingredients and shit, man. It's not what it seems. Listen, syphilis and coronavirus disease 2019 are two different diseases,
Two separate
man.
things. Huh?
It's two different things.
Exactly.
Why are you making? It's like, why are you making conspiracy theory stupid excuses to not fucking take care of yourself and take responsibility of your own health, not just to yourself but to everybody else around you?
Exactly. It's the responsible thing to do. That shit ain't gonna kill you. Like, come on, son. More people died from the virus than died from the vaccine.
And one of the panelists, and I'm not gonna forget one of the Street Soldier episodes with Lisa Evers, one of the panelists said that vaccines don't kill people, diseases do.
Mm-hmm. You know me, I always do the statistics and I do my thing. And I was looking at it, and they said over 109 million Americans were already vaccinated, and they only reported about 2,000 deaths. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll converse that and compare it to the Americans who actually had the coronavirus. And I don't have the exact numbers, but I think it's like close to 50 million Americans who had coronavirus, close to that. Maybe less, but we had close to 500,000 deaths. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you look at the numbers, I take my chances with the vaccine as opposed to the virus. And as you know, I caught it. And it didn't, you see, a lot of people don't understand how coronavirus work. And I hate speaking like this because people always want to call me a know-it-all. But I've actually done the research on it. So you know the way HIV,
AIDS,
and AIDS work together?
Uh-huh.
Well, you first get the virus.
Okay.
You get the virus, and then it can develop into the disease. And AIDS is the disease. You understand? Yeah. And AIDS is what kills people. It's the same thing with the coronavirus and also COVID-19. So you could come out like me. I just got the virus. I contracted the virus, and my body pushed it out. It didn't develop into me getting COVID-19, which is the actual disease which kills people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. And a lot of people don't really understand the way that the two work together. I contracted the disease. My body fought it off. And that's why I was getting the chills. That's why I had a fever. That's why I was throwing up, because that was my body fighting these things off. But it didn't develop into the disease. If it would have developed into the disease, me being a diabetic, it could have really hurt me. You understand what I'm saying? It's a good thing my body fought it off. But speaking of that,
you had the antibodies protect you, right?
Well, I didn't have the antibodies. My body reacted to it and actually fought it off. So now I have the antibodies for that one strain that I caught. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why Dr. Fauci and all of them keep telling you that you need to wear a mask is because they have different variants. So I could get a vaccine, or I could have the antibodies for one certain variant. However, we got different variants coming into the United States. New York has a different variant now. So you have the South African variant, you got a West African variant, a UK variant. It's not proven that the antibodies that I got from the variant that I had is going to protect me from those different diseases. Same thing with the vaccine. There's no guarantee that the vaccine is going to protect me from those different variants. You understand? So you still got to protect yourself. But the point that I was trying to make is that in different times in our lives, we got to worry about different things. So me being a diabetic, I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 in May. Right now, I don't have to worry about the flu. Exactly. I don't have to worry about the flu yet. But being a diabetic, and when I get 70 and 80, hopefully I make it that long, I'm going to have to worry about taking that vaccine for the flu. Because it affects us completely differently as we get older. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely not against vaccines. You feel me? I was vaccinated to go to school, and I'm still here and healthy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point right there.
A lot of us, you know, a lot of
Yeah,
us. Vaccines save people. Look at
yeah,
in Africa.
yeah. It doesn't kill people.
Yeah, it saves you. I mean, certain people, so we could never tell how your body's going to react to a foreign substance. So you're going to get certain people who react to it completely different. You understand?
Yeah.
But those numbers are like 0.009%. It's
Mm,
neglectable. It's like a 99.99% chance that nothing's going to happen to you once you get the coronavirus vaccine.
mm. Yeah, yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
Yes. Speaking of which, um, we have some safety standards and checklist theaters and performance venues that we got to go over.
Yes, so.
And this happened recently. Says mandatory safety standards recommended best practices and a checklist for theaters and performances venues effective March 22nd, 2021. So movie theaters is going to be open around sometime the beginning of April, I believe.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering like how they're gonna pull it off as far as social distancing and everything, because it's like a 33% capacity as far
They'll,
as moviegoers.
they'll probably put like the yellow tape, like they do now at restaurants. They'll probably put like the yellow tape around certain seats. Make sure that you can't sit in certain seats. That's probably how they'll do it.
Yeah,
But I
probably.
honestly don't think it's worth it, man. Because you look at the devastation that the slave trade had on Africans. And when you lose that sheer amount of the workforce, then it's hard to come back from it. And Africa right now is still trying to recover from the amount of work of people, of able bodies that they lost during the slave trade. You feel
Yeah,
me? So when people try to make the argument that we should come off of lockdowns just to save the economy, if we die, we won't have any economy. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like there won't be any people to work if we didn't lock down the way that we did. I'm of the impression that if we didn't,
And it didn't work, and the lockdown the first time didn't work out, and massive layoffs and unemployment is
exactly,
rising, which is not good.
exactly. Nah, you're right. You're 100% correct. You're right. But I still feel that human
Like
life.
we can't stay in the slandemic coronavirus shit forever, because the more we stay in there, the harder it is for a lot of people to actually provide for their families, and they don't even know when they're gonna get their meal and shit though,
Nah, I
man.
feel you, but check it.
Rent is skyrocketing. You know
G
what I'm
Money
saying?
Stacks. Let's
And
say,
you gotta understand, there's a lot of the homelessness is getting crazy too.
nah, of course, yeah, but I doubt that has anything to do with the coronavirus. But my point is this: let's say we didn't shut down. We didn't shut down the economy, and we didn't shut down work and things like this. Who's to say that both parents wouldn't have died? Now you got children walking around orphaned. You understand what I'm saying? So you worried about making ends meet, but
Bills.
now I understand that. But if you die and lose your life, you ain't got to worry about bills. So what's more important? You understand what I'm saying? If you die, who's gonna pay your bills now? Nobody. You don't even gotta worry about bills no more if you die. And that's my point. You gotta save human life. You can get out of all of that other stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like somebody right now looking at their life and saying, well, my life is so terrible. I can't see no way out of it. Or my bills are over my head. I'm about to get evicted from my house, so I'm gonna take my life. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with with some people committing suicide because of the slamdemic.
Well, what I'm saying is this: a lot of people have issues. You understand what I'm saying? People don't just commit suicide for no reason. They have reasons to commit suicide. So you got some people who commit suicide because they business went bankrupt. You understand? You got some people who work on Wall Street who lost so much money Now they want to commit suicide. Now, the average person would be like, nah, son, you can always work yourself out of it. You know, why would you commit suicide? But that's my point. That's my point. They're not putting it together. Coronavirus could be a death sentence. So you're telling me that because my bills are so bad, you understand what I'm saying? Then I could risk death. That's the argument that these people are making. And, you know, that's the inverse of their actual argument that they're saying. Meanwhile, anyone with sense would tell you, okay, things may look bad now, but they can always get better. So now bring that to the coronavirus argument and think to yourself, like, okay, my bills may be getting out of hand right now, but the fact of the matter is I'm not going to work and exposing myself to coronavirus. So I'm living. And I can, you know, hopefully I can get myself out of this. But if you're sitting over here saying that, okay, I'm gonna risk death just so that I can get my bills paid, that's the same thing as committing suicide. You feel me? Unless you believe it's a gimmick. And in that case, then, you know, you all power to you. But if you believe that coronavirus is real and people are actually dying, why are you rushing to go back to work when you got this deadly disease out there? Let's look at it this way, son.
Because how are people gonna be able to you know, do their grocery shopping and everything else? People need food and stuff. Like, you know, food is important too. Like,
it definitely is.
You can't necessarily like, you know, expect people to not go grocery shopping and everything.
Well, people been going grocery shopping. Nobody told you couldn't go.
Because you don't want to end up like those people. I remember when I was reading a weekly reader magazine, and I seen a picture of an African American kid who was starving, and his rib cages was showing up. That was me one time. And I was like, yo, I can't see myself being this way. And it's the same thing with what other people are going through.
Nah, I feel you. But let's do some math, son. Let's say 500,000 Americans died, right? And we've been locked down for coronavirus for 12 months. So let's say we're looking at 41,000 people dying a month from coronavirus. 41,000 Americans that's dying a month. So let's take coronavirus up out of it. And let's say you got people with hoodies, black people with hoodies and gangsters out there who are going in American cities and killing 41,000 Americans a month. Would you stay in your house?
As far as anything goes, as far as like the craziness and stuff, because I barely go out to.
Well, what I'm saying is that let's say in your neighborhood right now, okay, let's say 10,000 people were being killed a month by these people that's catching you going outside, and they're wearing hoodies and masks, and they just out there shooting and killing people. You yourself, would you go outside?
I'm a homebody anyway. It's
but
not
I'm asking you, son. Would you trust your mother going outside? Would you trust your sister? Would you trust your mother or your sister or your cousin or your girlfriend going outside if in your neighborhood 10,000 people were being murdered?
That's a hard one right there. I mean,
you would tell them to be safe, right? You would be like, don't go out at certain times. Don't do this. Don't do that. Everybody would because they do it now.
I would tell them to be careful. Like,
but exactly. Put like this. Would you go to South Side Chicago right now wearing a certain color?
No, I don't. I never even been to Chicago.
But what I'm saying is that we know the statistics. We know the statistics in Chicago, and we know that people are being murdered out there. Or let's say, would you go to Compton? Let's say Compton in the blood neighborhood wearing blue.
No, not
exactly.
Not in your lifetime.
Exactly. Now this is my point. Now this is my point. Now this is my point. You have less people if gangbangers kill the same amount of people that coronavirus killed. We would need 15 years, 15 to like 12 to 15 years of gangbangers killing people at the rate that they're killing people now, just to reach the amount of deaths that coronavirus caused. Okay. All right. Now, people who live in certain neighborhoods with gangs, they'll tell you that they held hostage.
Mm.
They can't go out at certain times of the night, and they don't do it because they scared to die.
Yeah.
But now you take that away and take the hoodies and take the gangbanging away and replace it with a virus that people can't see, then people act stupid and say there's no reason for you to be afraid when it is a reason for you to be afraid. Gangbanging and murders would have to take, it would take 10 years of the current rate of people getting murdered to reach the 500,000 people who was murdered in 1 year from coronavirus. This is a threat. Just because you can't see it does not make it less of a threat.
It's pretty tough. I mean, it is a pretty sticky situation. I mean, I do agree with that one right there.
I just say you gotta take precautions, son. And people saying throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, but it's
like crazy.
Yeah, but like you could prepare almost every day all you want, but at the same time, as I previously was saying, with the whole what is it, the blindside torpedo metaphor, I was basically saying, like, you can never, like, even if you prepare, you can't prepare for unexpected surprises.
Right. That's
you know
why they surprises.
That's what I mean by blindside torpedoes.
Nah, you're right. You're right. There's certain things we can do, son. You know what I'm saying? I think politics play a huge role. I'm not saying with you, because you're liberal on a lot of things, but then you're conservative on other things. So when it comes to you, I see that you're thinking logically and you're thinking with your own mind. You're not allowing political parties to affect your thoughts on things, and that's great.
Yeah, and that's a good thing you made that point about me not being a robot.
No, you're right.
Oh man, speaking of the robots, let's get to more of the story of the standards, safety standards, and checklist standards and performance venues. So the article goes like this. These sector-specific COVID-19 workplace safety standards for theaters and performance venues are issued to provide owners and operators of theaters and performance venues and workers and customers with instructions to help protect against the spread of COVID-19. A performance venue is a facility where performers are in a designated area, such as a stage. Audience members remain in fixed or assigned seating during the performance, and seated, dining service is not provided. Oh boy. These standards are minimum requirements only and are not exclusive or exhaustive. The public health data for disease prevention that inform these guidelines can and does change frequently, and the operator of the theater or performance venue is accountable for adhering to all local, state, and federal requirements. Hold that thought. Federal requirements. The operator of the venue is also responsible for staying abreast of any updates to these requirements. Violation of these standards may result in civil fines of up to $500 per violation, provided that each individual instance of non-compliance and each day of a continuing violation may be fined as a separate violation. Each person present over any capacity limit specified below may likewise be fined as a separate violation.
I'm back.
Yeah,
like
what happened, man?
Yeah, what happened? My thing disconnected, man. For some reason, I connected to YouTube, then it disconnected. But I'm back like cook crack, baby.
Well, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I did hang in there while reading the article.
I saw you was in there. You doing your thing, brother.
So, facilities permitted to open to the public by type and community status.
Mm-hmm.
In accordance with
COVID-19 order number 65, advancing all communities to phase 3, step 2,
Phase 3.
COVID. Yeah. COVID-19 safety rules. Indoor theaters and performance venues designated as a phase 3, step 2 enterprise may open. Venues with capacities below 5,000 must follow these theater and performance venue protocols and capacity limits. Large capacity venues are defined as capacities of 5,000 persons or more as specified in certificate of occupancy or other equivalent authorization and must follow capacity limits for large capacity venues. Private events held at venues must follow the indoor and outdoor events protocols and gathering limits.
You smoking Indo?
What?
You smoke Indo? Well, it smell like you smoking outdoor.
What the
I
hell
think
does
was
that
from Friday.
mean?
You know how they small, you know how they call weed Indonesia. You know, you smoking Indo when it smell like you smoking outdoor.
What the hell? What the hell is that? Oh my god!
You don't smoke Indo, brother? G Money Stacks be smoking that Indo, that Indonesia.
I'm not sure what that Indo shit you're talking about here, man. But there's actually more to this actually.
But wait, there's more.
Let me see. So social distancing and capacity limits require face coverings for all workers and customers, except where unsafe due to medical condition or disability. Audience members must wear face coverings while seated during the performance or movie unless unsafe due to disability or medical condition. Now, wait a second here, though, man. What if they have to eat something and drink something? Like you can't drink and eat while you have a face cover on, man.
I'm sure they probably got areas where you know you can, but I mean, listen, bro, it is what it is. You know, that's this is the new normal for now. You feel me? And if you want to bring back,
but what is normal? Because normal sounds like an illusion.
Right, it is to a certain extent. You're right. What's normal? Like you said, what's normal? Are you normal? Am I normal?
Am I normal?
None of us normal. You know?
Oh shit.
None of us are normal. But I understand where they're coming from because, like you said, you come to a point where you got to open up the economy. Businesses like plays, things like movies, they generate a lot of money.
So, and half the businesses in New York, including Modell's on Jamaica Avenue, closed down and went out of business because
Modell's is done, right? Like as in general, Modell's, because I like you said, I saw Modell's not just in Jamaica Avenue. I saw another one that was closed down in Brooklyn. So did Modell's as a company go out of business?
The way I saw it, every time I go by Modell's on Jamaica Avenue, it's closed. Meaning that they're out of business. That's why I haven't seen any Modell's commercials. And I shopped over there for jogging sweatpants and Nike wristbands.
Nah, hey. See, I fuck with Dick's. No homo. I like Dick's sporting goods. I never say no homos or ho. What they be saying? Pause. That's the new way. Pause.
Yeah, pause.
I like Dick's. Pause.
Oh man. Oh, you talking about Dick's Sporting Goods, man? Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, they're official, son. They better than Modell's. Modell's ain't really had no sneakers. They, they hoodies was, they out of order. Like, I like certain store, like, Dick's Sporting Goods. They're good. They're very good. They got everything over there.
But you can't front though. They did have the champion clothes
too. Yeah, they did. They got the champion hoodies, but they didn't have the urban champion hoodies.
Urban.
Yeah, like when you go to Foot Locker.
Yeah.
You see our champions switched up their style. Champion used to just have the hoodies with just the C right here. Now they doing urban style. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I say that us as Black people who live in urban communities, we control the market. Think about it. Nike. Look at this. Look at this Jordan thing I'm wearing right here.
Oh shit.
This is urban. You understand what I'm saying? These are urban
lit,
styles.
though.
Thank you.
How much
man,
did it cost you?
I think like 60, 70. No, but I go to this spot in Long Island City where they give you deals. So you could buy like 2 hoodies like this for about like 120. You understand what I'm saying? They give you deals. That's where I get my sneakers from too, in Long Island City. Long Island City got a lot of nice areas to shop at. You know?
So there's no taxes added, right?
No, definitely not on clothes. But this is what I'm saying. We control that. You understand what I'm saying? We really control the industry when it comes to that. They you know, they look at what we wear and then they tailor what they put out based on that. So we could definitely see that with Champion. Champion has come out with so many new designs. You peep that? That they didn't have before. Champion was just basic before. Now you got Champion stuff that's just expensive as Nike. You peep that?
Champion been expensive, man.
Not
I actually had to cop me a yellow Champion hoodie and a green Champion t-shirt too. Like it's crazy though. Like I don't be knowing like how many places we selling Champion clothes and shit.
Yeah, I see Champion a lot lately. Champion definitely coming out a lot. They in Macy's too. Macy's even sell Champion.
But you know what's crazy about Champion? I never seen any commercial ads for Champion, man. Other than what you call it? Other than
back in the day.
Other than Tommy Hilfiger, other than Nautica, other than Coogee. And let's not forget the other clothing. What is it? There's another one that I've been hearing about all these years. Wow. I'll get back to that though.
Well, you look at a lot of these clothing companies, they done fell. You know, like Sean John used to be official back in the day. When I was in college
too.
You know, Sean, man, I used to rock nothing but Sean John. They made nice stuff, but now Sean John is not the same.
But you know, a clothing line that's been out for years, I didn't know it came out in 1992.
Fat Farm.
FUBU.
Oh, FUBU, yeah. I like FUBU. For Us, By Us. But didn't they sell it?
Sell what? FUBU?
The company, yeah.
Last time I checked, Damon John's the creator.
Okay, now I'm saying he probably created it, but I don't know. Don't get me the line. But I heard they sold it. I don't know. Yeah, you know, it's probably one of those urban myths. Like, remember they used to say the KKK owned Tropical Fantasy? And that is lowering your sperm count. You remember that? You remember that, right?
The KKK owning Tropical Fantasy soda.
No, remember Tropical Fantasy, like the sodas that they used to sell?
Soda and shit.
This was 50 cents. A big ass soda for 50 cents. And they was like, yo, don't drink them, man. That's lowering your sperm count. I remember that from back in the day.
Oh man, Tropical Fantasy, the soda. Yes, I don't even think they got them anymore.
They probably don't. They shouldn't. They definitely weren't healthy, and they definitely didn't taste that good. They used to go flat halfway through the soda, man. I'm like, how the hell is this thing flat already?
Yeah, my favorite Tropical Fantasy flavor would be the Fruit Punch one, man.
The Fruit Punch was good. I used to mess with the cola. I used to get the cola.
Yeah, the cola. Yeah, I used to mess with Pepsi hard, man. Especially the cherry one.
Yeah, cherry Pepsi was good.
Yeah, man.
Remember clear Pepsi? You ever had that?
Clear Pepsi.
When it was like clear, it looked like Sprite, but it was Pepsi.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Remember that?
I can't recall the last time I saw it. I can't recall the last time I saw that shit though.
They discontinued. Don't nobody sell them no more, man. You know, they got discontinued. Like, imagine getting discontinued. Yo. You know what I mean? Like, imagine somebody discontinuing you.
Oh no! We're not going to the cancel culture again, man.
You know? This girl tried to discontinue me. I said, bitch. bitch.
Oh shit.
She
Oh
said,
my
he said,
God.
you discontinued, son.
Oh my God.
And I ain't never been discontinued. You know what I mean? But you know the worst thing a woman can do to you is give it to you and then discontinue you after. I'd rather not have it at all, son. Don't give it to me if you're gonna discontinue me, son. You start to asking yourself all types of questions. You know
Yo,
what I mean?
next thing you know, a motherfucking woman would actually say, your ass is discontinued to the fucking doghouse, man.
Exactly. You don't discontinue me.
Which is not an actual place, by the way.
The doghouse. You know? You're right. It's a figure of speech. That means your ass sleeping on the couch if you're in the doghouse.
Wait, that's what that is?
Huh?
You sitting on the couch as a doghouse?
Well, doghouse mean, you know, when they say that you're in the doghouse, that mean basically she kicking you out the house. Like basically you did some shit where she don't agree with it. Now your rights is being revoked. So basically when they say you're in the doghouse, that mean you ain't getting no pussy. That mean you ain't sleeping with her. All types of stuff. You in the doghouse. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you technically ain't sleeping in the doghouse, but you know, your ass is on the couch. You got kicked out your own house that you paying the bills.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna kick me out my crib when I'm paying the bills? You in the doghouse. But nah, I agree though. You know what I mean? Women are beautiful and they deserve that respect. You know, so you know, like with me, I always when I was married.
But respect gotta be earned, man. It can't just be given to you.
True, definitely. If you marry somebody though, I'm sure they earn their respect. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I always told my you know, when I was married, I always told my wife I wanted her to be a housewife. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't want her to go out there working. You feel me?
You know, there's one saying that I've been hearing about over the years.
What's that?
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Right? You can't. You can't. A lot of us brothers in jail right now trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
You know. A woman sometimes. Listen, bro. I'll tell you like this, man. Men, we get it so confused, son. Women want the same thing that we want.
Yo, it's what you call copycats, man. They copycats.
Yeah. Listen, bro. The same sex drive that you get is the same sex drive that women get. Yeah.
Oh man.
And you know, I work with people, and one of the guys I work with, you know, I'm gonna leave names up out of it. All right.
Yeah.
But this guy, girls love him, son. You know, they say he looked like Trey Songz. They think he looked like Trey Songz. So, yo, I've seen married women, I've seen single women, I've seen so many women who hold up an image, throw themselves at him. You understand what I'm saying? And even on my low level, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm not no ladies' man. I'm not the most gorgeous person that you're gonna see in the world. But at the same time, I've had married women.
That's LL Cool J's department, by the way.
What happened?
Cause you know, in all the videos that LL Cool J had and everything, he had women in every video.
Well, he's a ladies' man, you know.
Yeah, that's why he got the name LL Cool J.
Exactly. So you know, a lot of people, they've been with their wives for 20 years, and if they grew up in the 90s listening, in the 80s and 90s listening to LL, a lot of them would throw all those 20 years away, 30 years away to fuck with Uncle L. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't trust no dude that put Uncle in their own name. They dirty, son, like Uncle Luke. You know what I mean? Uncle L. Like, these guys, don't let these guys around your girls, man. If they got the uncle, if they put uncle in front of their shit, don't let them in front of your girl, man.
I never really understood how certain guys be putting the word uncle in front of their names and everything. Like last time I checked, in order for you to be an uncle and everything, it's gonna take a lot of responsibility to be taking care of them baby kids and shit.
You're right. Right. Look at Uncle Murder. These guys ain't, you know, they crooks. Anybody that put uncle in front of their name, do not trust them, son.
Not
Uncle Murder, Uncle L. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Luke. Like,
Uncle Murder.
You know, don't trust these uncles, son. I don't even like calling myself an uncle. You know, when my niece called me Uncle Bradley, I'm like, Be easy, because I said, you know.
I'm not calling myself an uncle either, because that shit is
Well,
a heck of a responsibility when it comes to kids and shit,
nah,
man.
you're right. I like being an uncle though, because you know, as an uncle, you can spoil your kids unlike your brother and sister can. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my niece and nephew, I'm about to buy my nephew a PlayStation 5. His, you know, my brother be like, brother, what the fuck you doing? You know what I'm saying? But that's my little nephew, son. You know what I mean? I'm gonna spoil him.
Man. You spoiling him as if he's rich and some shit. Just like the cartoon.
Those are my little people, son, you know. And I got a whole bunch of cousins that, you know, I treat like my nieces and nephews, because you know, like Ace. Me and Ace has a sister, Nikki, who and I got a brother, Brett. And it's crazy because people used to always get us mixed up. They would think that Nikki is my sister, and they will always think that Brett was Dave's brother.
Oh, damn.
You know, so now Nikki got a son, my little man Makai. And, you know, I spoil little man. You know what I mean? Like, I really spoil him. He could call me. And it's funny because last week he got in trouble in school. But, you know, he basically wasn't doing his work. And then he'll text me or he'll call me and be like, Bradley, can you send me $10? Because he loves to play video games.
Oh, man.
So, you know, I send him a little money, but don't give this to Nikki or Dave. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're gonna snitch on my little man. And I don't want them snitching on my little man.
No, that's crazy if they do that.
Yeah, you know, Nikki gonna curse his ass out if she find out that, you know, he be asking me for money and shit. Because all he do is play video games.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
But he's a smart little kid, man. I love that little guy. He's very, very, very intelligent. You know, good little kid.
I hear that, man. But nah, where did I leave off? Oh, audience.
You know, Ace's son is my godson.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, anything happened to him, I'm taking my little man. And he called me the other day to ask me to help him with his math work. So, you know, I helped him out.
What kind of math is it? I hope it's not fractions and shit.
Nah, he in the 10th grade, in the 9th grade now. So he was doing like algebra and geometry.
I hate algebra so much, man. It's just like another trigonometry, which I'm glad I didn't have to learn that shit either.
Yeah, trigonometry ain't no jokes. I still don't understand it.
Like, what's the point in taking
trig?
What's the point in taking algebra, geometry, and trigonometry if you're not gonna use that shit for one of your career choices?
Nah, you're right. But you know, I gotta big up algebra. You understand what I'm saying? Like, algebra is something I think gives you an advantage on a lot of people.
Yeah, but how many accountants do you know who work at a fucking bank behind the booth use algebra expressions?
But it's not just about the financial institutions. Algebra helps you out a lot, man, for real. Like, if you really understand algebra and statistics also, those things help you out a lot because, like, you know, in my field where I'm a computer analyst, which of course stats and all of that type of stuff comes into it. But at the same time, when I see people apply for positions and I see people at my job who do similar things to me, the fact that they don't get algebra, it hurts them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just a different way of thinking, son. It's, I always look at stuff like this. What you went to? Let's say you play basketball, right?
Okay.
And let's say you only have one weapon, which is your right hand. And
All
you only want to go to your right. You do layups, you shoot with your right, and all of that other stuff. That's only one weapon that you have. It's easier for the defense to stop you if they only got to defend against one thing. The more you know, let's say I know how to use my left hand. Let's say I got a jumper. Let's say I got a crossover. Now you got more and more weapons. And this creates a situation where it's harder to guard you. And I look at life the same type of way. The more you know in life, the greater your chances are at succeeding. You feel me? So a lot of people say that algebra is not going to help you, but algebra is single-handedly one of the things that helped me get to the position that I am now. You understand what I'm saying? And now, what'd you say?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. there's a lot of people who are actors and actresses right now who don't necessarily need algebra, geometry, and trigonometry, because that's a whole different avenue right there. Like take Soul La, for example. He not only does music, but he's also an actor as well.
Mhm.
He didn't need no fucking algebraic expressions, fractions, geometry, and trigonometry to be an actor and shit.
Yeah, you're right, but
like, come on.
you know, no disrespect to that brother. You know, he's a struggling artist and he's a struggling actress. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
there's
I
millions
know.
of people
I
in that same
know.
position. You
I
understand what I'm saying?
know. This is like a major all-time struggle for everybody, not just
Exactly.
him.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. Like, in those type of, you got to be the top. You got to be the top of the top.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the top, like the tippity top of the tippity top. So you got to represent that 1%. You know what I mean? And, yeah, you do, son. You got to represent the tippity top of the tippity top. Like, you got to be that 1%. And how many of us fall into that 1%? Can you tell me one thing that you fall into the top 1% of in this world? I can't. There's nothing that, you know, make the only thing
As far as what?
In anything, the only thing that I am in the top 1% of is being Bradley. Can't nobody be live like be live. I'm in the 100 percentile. Can't nobody do that. But when it comes to math, I'm not in the top 1% when it comes to math. I'm not in the top 1% when it comes to computers. I'm not in the top 1% when it comes to playing Xbox or PlayStation. I'm not in the top 1% when it comes to running. I'm not in these top 1%. Jay-Z's in the top 1% when it comes to rapping. Mano, these guys are in the top 1% when it comes to that. You understand what I'm saying? LeBron. Was you know, any actor, you look at him. Tay Diggs, top 1%.
All-American.
And that's an excellent show, son. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people won't reach that level. You know, most people won't reach that level, kid. So you know, you need other stuff to put you above people. You know what I mean?
As far as what exactly? Because
Well, like I was just saying,
because not everybody is a mathematical genius and everything when it comes to.
Now you're right. You're right. You know, there's definitely certain things. So, you know, I look at my position now, and you know, like I said, I'm a staff analyst, but you know, I work with the computers, and it's crazy how people with my same title and my same position, they'll come to me and ask me how to do certain things in Excel. You know what I mean? And I show them and teach them how to do it. But the fact of the matter is this, bro.
Man.
I'm a few positions. So let me tell you something, G Money Stacks. My manager right now, he applied for the top position at Accessorize. So, you know, he's going to be the manager. Like, you know, he applied for that. And the fact of the matter is, he was almost there. Now, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. But peep it. Me, I'm 41 years old, right? I'm 41 years old. I'm right under him. He's training me to take his position. And he's in his 60s. He's retiring soon.
Oh, damn.
You understand what I'm saying? So me at the position that I'm at right now, I'm in a perfect position to take his position. And once I take his position, I'm 1 or 2 positions away from being the top guy at Accessorize.
Are you nervous about taking that position? Because that's a whole hell of a responsibility compared to you doing statistics and graphs and everything with Microsoft Excel and stuff like you did in Instagram Live and stuff.
But it's going to help me. All that type of stuff is going to help me because I feel that a lot of these guys at these top positions, my manager knows the stuff because he started off like me. He was an analyst. You understand what I'm saying? So he knows it. But a lot of these guys do not know it, son. Like, a lot of these people that hold positions and we put them on this level, they don't understand a lot, kid.
Yeah, you know that's crazy though, man.
They definitely don't understand a lot.
Yeah.
But the point of the matter is this, man. Certain things are going to help you out. And it depends on the field that you went to. So, like you said, if somebody's trying to act, they don't need to know algebra. They don't need to know all that other type of stuff. You know, but let's say you're working it as a cashier. Algebra may help you as a cashier.
With all the algebraic expressions and stuff like that, I don't know if that really applies to being a cashier because collecting money from customers and you're opening the register and stuff. Kind of
That's
like what my job is doing.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it, but that's just being a cashier. That's just being a regular cashier, meeting the standard of being a cashier. It's so funny because I was over here at the dollar store by where I live at, and I'm looking at people work so slow, and there's no urgency in what they're doing. And I could look at them right there and say, this person doesn't have a lot of ambition. And the chances are they're not going to succeed or get above the level that they at now. And I could look at somebody and tell that just off of their work ethic. Meanwhile, when I worked at Walmart, you understand what I'm saying? Because I worked at Walmart.
Yeah.
People used to go off of other people's line and come to my line and say, this guy's working hard. And see how I was getting people off the line. And that's just the way I work. Because I see people on the line and I'm like, I got to get these people off this line. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's my job. So I would, listen, I started off at Walmart as just for Christmas. They called me specifically and said, we want you to continue working for us. And that's based off of my work ethic. So when we start looking at that type of stuff and we start looking at algebra, we could look at somebody who say, okay, well, I'll come up to your line and be like, oh, I got 10 items worth $10. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't want to spend $90. How many of these can I get? And that's just a basic thing that anybody could do. But these are the type of things that it makes you excel as a cashier. You understand what I'm saying? So just having that knowledge of algebra and the way numbers work, that's going to separate you from the average person that's doing your job. You feel me?
Yeah. I hear that. Let me just get to where I left off here. I'm just gonna get to some parts here. So indoor movie theaters must monitor customer entries and exits and limit capacity at all times too. 50% of each individual theater or screening room's maximum permitted occupancy as documented in its occupancy permits on record with the municipal building department or other municipal record holder, and never more than 250 persons in a single enclosed indoor space. Venues for which no permitted occupancy limitation is on record may allow up to 10 persons per 1,000 square feet of accessible space and never more than 250 persons in a single enclosed indoor space.
Indoor.
Yeah. Oh man. So indoor and outdoor theaters and performance venues must monitor customer entries and exits and limit capacity at all times to 50% of the venue's maximum permitted occupancy as documented in its occupancy permitted on record, with the municipal building department or other municipal record holder. But in no event shall the venue admit or host more than 500 persons. Damn, that's a lot. Venues for which no permitted occupancy limitation is on record may allow up to 10 persons per 1,000 square feet of accessible space and never more than 500 persons. So all occupants counts and calculations for indoor and outdoor venues must include all customers, patrons, and attendees, but may exclude workers and performers. For rehearsals, virtual performances, and other events without an audience, indoor and outdoor venues must limit occupancy at all times to 50% of the venue's maximum permitted occupancy as documented in the occupancy permit on record with the municipal building department or other municipal record holder, but in no event shall the venue allow more than 250 Damn.
Mm.
And this so I don't know if I'm gonna read all this and stuff like that. So if people want to look for more information about what's going on, they can go to mass.gov/info details/safety standards, and of course checklist theaters and performance venues.
Mm.
So what do you think about all this?
Yeah. It's it's a compromise. It's the government trying to bring back the economy, but at the same time trying to do it in a responsible way. So I got no issue.
Oh man. But it's like the thing that threw me off when I was reading was it had to do with the it had to do with 10 persons per 1,000 square feet of accessible space. That's what threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is it they exactly that they're talking about here?
Basically social distancing.
They could have just said 6 feet instead of doing the fucking 10 persons per 1,000 square feet. What the fuck is square feet, man? This is not math. This is not math.
New square feet mean a lot, man. Especially when you in New York, when you out here searching for apartments.
My God.
In New York, you got to pay in New York for 400 square feet. You paying like $2,000. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
For 400 square feet, you paying like close, $1,200-$1,300 in New York City.
Yeah.
My apartment used to be, and I got a pretty good deal. I think it was like 920 square feet, and I was paying $2,600 for it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in other places outside of New York, for you could get a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of square feet. You could get 1,200-1,300 square feet for 1,200-1,300. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when we start talking about real estate, that's how they use the measurements. They use measurements in square feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I can't tell you what a square foot is, but I just know that's how they measure things in real estate.
Oh my God. Like where are you gonna find a fucking big measuring stick or a fucking measuring tape or whatever to measure how much square feet? Like, yo, it's just so fucking crazy to me, man.
I hear you. But they know it, they know it. They definitely got to do it. Probably if they don't, they'll probably get fined. So they got to keep those standards up, kid.
Oh man.
Makes sense though. Yeah.
Does it though?
Nah, I mean it definitely makes sense. It's just terminology that we're not used to in everyday language. It's like in science and everyday talk.
It's just stupid political correctness that's so fucking annoying to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand political correctness. It's almost like saying that people with political correctness act like they know everything.
Right. And they don't know nothing.
They're not.
None of us know nothing.
They're not better than the scientists at the CDC.
No, you're right.
I tell you that much.
Right. It's so interesting. I was helping my friend out with a paper that she was doing. And the paper was speaking about the top trends in cybersecurity for the next 5 years. And one of the things that I learned was when you look at sources, you really got to look at sources. So you got financial institutes or companies that pay for research. And when they pay for this research, basically, sometimes you can get these scientists to say whatever the hell you want them to say. And one of the things that I looked at was like cell phone safety. And and me, I'm a big science guy. But cell phones hurt you.
Not Bill Nye the science guy.
Cell phones can be dangerous. You know that, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Cell phones can be dangerous.
Depends on how you use it though.
Exactly. And that's my point. You got so many people who you can't separate from their cell phones. They on their phones watching, listening all day, but they're giving off low power radioactive frequencies.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a lot of research on how these low frequencies affect you in the long run. You know, you got some scientists who will tell you that it hurt you. Then you got some scientists who say it's okay. But sometimes these cell phone companies pay the scientists to say what they want them to say.
Yeah.
You know, and it messes up the integrity of the data that we get. So you really have to watch where you get your information from. You know, it's the same thing with like that pipeline that they cut out.
Oh boy.
Remember when Biden cut the pipeline going from Canada to Texas? And a lot of people were saying that jobs are going to be lost, that the pipeline doesn't really affect anybody. And the people who own the pipeline paid scientists to basically give up a report to Obama to say that this stuff didn't have any harmful effects.
Yeah.
But independent researchers said that it does have an effect on it. You know what I mean? So you can't even trust academia, man. You know?
Academia. Oh shit. Damn.
It's crazy.
That sounds like an epic fail to me.
Yes, man, you can't trust it. You can't trust the academic world.
Oh shit.
It's like me. If I got $1 billion, son, and let's say I got $1 billion, I'm worth $1 billion. And I got a project that's going to increase my net worth from $1 billion to $10 billion. What's to say I won't give $2 million to Cornell University or Harvard University and tell them, to come up with some shit that's going to validate what I'm trying to do.
I hear that.
You know? It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So that's gonna do for topics. It's time for the segment called TV show checkouts.
So, yeah.
It is.
What you got?
In case you didn't know what TV show checkouts is, for all you new listeners and new viewers that's watching on the YouTube and everything, TV show checkouts is a segment where we get to suggest the types of shows that you could check out that are very interesting. Like, for example, you got the reboot of Walker, which I watched, by the way. And for those of you who may not know what Walker is a rebooted TV series, which is an American action crime drama television series airing on the CW. It is a reboot of the 1993 to 2001 television series Walker, Texas Ranger. The series was ordered straight to series in January 2020, which was last year, and that stars Jared Padalecki in the titular role. It premiered on January 21st, 2021, which is this year. In February 2021, the series was renewed for a second season. Interesting. Glad they do. And as I said, so the cast and characters are Jared Padalecki, who plays Walker, Cordell Walker, a legendary Texas Ranger who just returned home after a lengthy undercover assignment. Lizzie Morgan, Mickey Ramirez, new partner in the Texas Rangers. Molly Hagan, Keegan Allen, Violet Brinson, Kale Coley, Kobe Bell, used to be from the show The Game, who played Jason Pitts, by the way. Then you got Jeff Pierre, and you got Mitch Pileggi. And recurring roles is Genevieve Padalecki, Odette Annable. Don't know what type of name that is. That's
crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy name.
The other day, I don't know if you saw the text message in the group chat. Soul Live basically said that that some girl has a name called Cornisha, some shit like that, man.
Oh
I was
yeah, I
like,
sent him.
I was
You know,
like,
I
yo,
sent the
what
text
kind
message.
of name is that?
Yeah, you gotta check. You gotta check.
That's a ghetto ass name.
Nah, it's funny because I had
Oh
sent him.
shit.
I had sent him a. You know, check the link that I sent because it's
Oh
talking
my
about my boy
gosh.
Minx. I like him as a creator, as a content creator. Minx is hilarious, but one of their ongoing jokes is they have ghetto names for people. So
Oh man.
the gist of what I sent them was it was a thick chick, Cornisha, whatever her name was,
Cornisha.
Cornisha. I mean, she was thick as hell, son. And she
Thicker than
walking
this
outside,
shit, thicker than this microphone that I'm using right now.
thicker than a snicker. That's what they say, right?
thicker
Bro,
than
you
this
ever,
thicker than
man?
the
I remember,
Snickers bar
yo,
and Butterfingers that I eat.
check this out, son. My wife, the girl who I married, she had one of the biggest, you know, God bless the dead, but she had one of the biggest booties I've ever seen in my life. That's one of the things that attracted me to her.
You
So
know.
we used to go out,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, men used to definitely try to disrespect, son. You know what I mean?
You know what they say, man. More pushing for the
Uh-huh.
cushion.
Exactly. That's what it is. That's definitely what it is. But you know, you gotta kind of be official when you're walking around with
Oh
somebody that's stacked.
man.
That got the deck stacked. You understand what I'm saying? I went out with another girl who was just, you know, she's short. She had everything a man would like. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you definitely had to carry yourself a certain way. So people wouldn't try to disrespect you, son. But I ain't
Yeah.
fighting over that. You know, that's more power than me. You looking at my
Yeah.
girl, I'm like, all right, she with me, motherfucker. She ain't with you. Y'all sitting over here looking like idiots,
Oh man.
you know? So I kind of like it, you know?
Really?
Yeah, why wouldn't you like, you know, people liking the woman you with, you know?
Because it creates a lot of friction, of course, in terms of jealousy, and of course they want to be like you. With all the lovely pretty women you got and shit, just like LL Cool J.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I mean, you carry yourself a certain way, certain things don't happen to you. You understand what I'm saying? I look at it like that,
Oh shit, man.
you know? But yeah, I don't want LL around my girl. Fuck you, L.
Whoa, no,
I do
no.
not want LL around my girl.
I had to catch Soul Live on that R. Kelly shit, man. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, no. We're
I
not
don't want R.
talking
Kelly around my kids neither.
we're not talking about R. Kelly, man. He really did some predatorial shit, man. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
don't condone that shit on Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast,
You
man.
right.
We don't do that, man.
This R. Kelly cat. This dude worth millions, and he going to McDonald's to go pick up chicks.
He
You know what I
tainted
mean?
his fucking career, man.
Exactly. But we should have seen the signs, man. I was looking at Aaliyah's old album. You see that? Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
So she's in the foreground, and then
Uh-huh.
you got R. Kelly in the background looking crazy.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, yo, what the hell is this guy doing?
Man, I don't know. I don't know about all
But
that
the
though, man.
signs were there, kid. The signs were there from the jump.
Yeah. So as I was saying, man, about the TV show Walker, you could catch Walker Thursdays at 8 on the CW 11.
Mm.
So with that being said, I have another last segment which is called just give me a second here. I have a new segment right here called Podcast Juice of the Week.
Mm.
Basically, it's a segment where we get to actually, tell you about certain podcast shows that's on Spotify and other streaming platforms.
Like for example, for instance, you have the people from the officially street five the officially street podcast, which I actually mentioned earlier and stuff like that, due to what they've been going through since their channel's been you know been pulled and stuff like that. So here goes the synopsis for the officially street podcast right there. It has J Omega, Syer, and Cherry Poppins. So synopsis goes like this. Syer, J Omega, and Cherry Poppins love to habitually cross the line respectfully. They introduce topics that are drawn from the inspiration of real life events that they experience and discuss them at length on the show. They incorporate unique segments such as unofficial or unofficial, Survivor Series stories, and Curve of the Week to keep the show interesting, exciting, and conducive to listener engagement. Are you all right?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I heard you coughing in the last episode.
Man, I'm good. I'm good, man. I shook that.
Okay, Mob Deep.
You already know. I did the Harlem Shake on it. Remember the Harlem Shake? You used to do that shit? G Money, you look like you used to Harlem Shake back in the day.
I'm not from Harlem, by the way.
Everybody was doing this. Huh? What was just people from Harlem?
Oh, man. So topics are limitless, but for guests, they enjoy doing thorough and fun interviews, providing the listeners an inside look at the life of the people they sit down with. Episodes drop weekly on Fridays and can be found on any podcast platform. And I have another one which goes like this.
Another one, just like the other one.
Yeah, that too.
I pulled up in my other range.
Yeah, man.
Then
So
I pulled up in my other range. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yo, anyway. So another podcast pick that I've been listening to is Questlove Supreme.
Questlove, that's my
From the
guy.
Roots.
Yes, sir.
So Questlove Supreme is a fun, irreverent, and educational weekly podcast that digs into the stories of musical legends and cultural icons in a way that only Questlove and Team Supreme can deliver. Suprema roll call. Oh shit. You gotta check that shit out, man. That shit is hilarious though.
What's that?
Questlove Supreme.
I'm gonna check it out, son.
Led by each episode is driven by conversation ranging from the guest origins, along with a few never before revealed secrets to their success, to their life passions and current projects. This is not your typical interview show. This is about legends and legends in the making, bringing their legacy to life in their own words. Previous guests
break yourself, fool. Give it up, brother. You know what's happening. Lil Goldie Loca keep the doghouse crack-a-lacking. Now I'm the mass YouTuber, son.
Yo.
You heard?
Yo, be live, man. You really something.
Brace yourself, fool.
Yo, you're really off the fucking chain right now.
I'm off
man.
the meat rack, brother. Give it up. You see me on the streets like this, son? You better give it up. Give me everything, son.
Oh man.
Everything you got.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo. So previous guests have included Usher, Michelle Obama, Chris Rock, Steve Miller, Maya Rudolph, Will Al, Shaka Khan, Babyface, and more.
I got 10 years of bad luck. I just put a hat on the bed, man. Damn, son.
10 years of bad luck. Yo.
You ain't never heard that one? My grandmother used to always tell me, don't put no hats on no beds. That's bad luck, son.
Oh, man.
That's that down south shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, though, man. Bad luck sometimes could mean, people sometimes doing clumsy shit.
Don't put no hats on no bed.
Just like Steve Urkel.
Just like don't put no element. If you got an umbrella, don't put it up in the house, man. That's bad luck, bro.
That's an old wives' tale. Thinking that you're gonna get struck by lightning by opening an umbrella in the house.
That's my grandmother used to tell me. Just like a man during the New Year, a man got to be the first person to walk through the front door. You ain't know that, did you?
Nah, man. Nah, I didn't know that though, man. But you know what though, man? This was a good episode, man.
Yes, sir.
For real, man. But nah, if you guys like what you heard and like the topics that we discussed or whatever, and you would like to be a guest on this show, whether you are an actor, actress, DJ, VJ, singer, rapper, whatever career field you are in, and if you like a letter, if you like a chain letter chat mail that you need advice in, that you want us to read on the air, all you gotta do is like this.
All you
gotta do is email the show at Meatrack Chainz NY podcast @gmail.com. That is Meatrack Chainz NY podcast @gmail.com. That way we'll pick whatever advice that you need, and we'll try to give our perspectives on things. And
yes, sir.
And also, you can follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram, which is the same name as the email, which is Meatrack Chainz NY podcast @gmail.com. Well, excuse me, not the email, but you get the rest though.
They get the gist of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like I said, if you previously missed any episodes whatsoever on audio streaming platforms, including the YouTube, we're gonna go over some stuff right here, man. So don't worry, I got you. So it goes like this. Podorama. We got Anchor. We got Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn, Player FM, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Breaker, Listen Notes, Google Podcast. Plus, don't forget to listen to the show on Amazon Music and iHeartRadio. When you go to the link tree that says linktree/GMoneyStacks 555, you are going to see Amazon Music and, of course, iHeartRadio. When you click on one of the choices, it's going to take you to the page and a list of episodes. So we need some listens in Amazon Music and iHeartRadio. That way we'll be able to keep the show running and keep going, because we're trying to level up in here. You know what I'm saying? If I could level up like Be Live here in the Loose Sports, why can't I, man? You know what I mean? I'm a fucking rookie of New York, for crying out loud.
You only know that.
Yo. And last but not least, the YouTube right here, man. All you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube. All you gotta do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, G Money Stacks 555. Click on the notification bell for upcoming live stream episodes, previous recorded episodes. Also comment on the episodes, including the topics that we discuss. Be sure to listen, watch, and also share the podcast with your friends along with the audio streaming platforms whatsoever. And speaking of audio streaming platforms that I just mentioned, don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, follow the podcast. Make sure you download your favorite episodes that you like, because that helps us generate more listeners, and of course more listeners, and the word gets spread.
Yep.
You get the gist of it. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe, rate, like, download your favorite episodes, comment on the episodes with the topics, share the podcast with your friends and stuff like that, along with the audio streaming platforms. So with that being said, though, man, I would like to say thank you to everyone that's listening in the YouTube enclave, alongside with the listeners that's been listening on Anchor. We've been having over 500 plays, and including downloads and everything, which is a big win. Which is a big win for us right here.
Sure is.
So keep the listeners going, keep the subscribers going, especially on the YouTube channel, and also comment on the things that you like about the episodes and everything. That way we'll be able to do better in the future.
Facts.
And I know you've been under the weather and you haven't really been doing much with In the Loop Radio and In the Loop Sports and stuff like that. So where can people find you?
You already know I'm at In the Loop Films. That's an Instagram. Then you could check me at In the Loop Radio, and that is on Facebook. You heard?
Yeah.
And if you want to see me in the streets, you're gonna have to deal with this.
We're not condoning violence, son. Everybody. We're not condoning that shit, man.
I got a great jab, son. A great jab.
We ain't condoning violence, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We're not condoning that shit, man. And,
You're ready.
And you can find me on the gram too. G Money Stacks 555 G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, along with Off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, sir. How Nelly started off? Down, down, baby, low street and a roller coaster, sweeper, baby, got ready to let it go.
You really
Timmy, listen to me now. Yo, that song is mad hood, but since it's so catchy, people don't even understand what he's talking about. He said street sweeper cop ready to let it go.
Oh my gosh.
And he got so many people in mainstream talking about this stuff. But what made me think about it is when he said, you could find me in the zipping on those. Well, how'd that go? You remember that?
Oh man. That's
well, you could find me in the stash smoking over, sipping on the, I don't know. We freestyling, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, man.
We about you.
Yeah, that's B Live. I'm G Money Stacks. And in case anybody's wondering what happened with DJ Nonagami here, which is my friend, she couldn't make it to the show because she had a DJing gig from 5 p.m. to midnight throughout this weekend. So hopefully she'll be back next week, depending on how she feels and stuff like that.
She getting that kid ash.
Nah, man. So I'll check in on her and everything. So
yeah.
With that being said, he's B Live. I'm G Money Stacks. We out of here. And
remember,
you know what I do?
What you
know what I do when it comes to when it comes to idiots and shit, I picture them as clown burgers. I eat them up, man.
Eat 'em
I ain't
up.
got time. I ain't got time for your nonsense and
Yes,
shit,
sir.
man. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And
And what-
like I said, man, yo, we out of here. Thank you
Yes, sir.
for tuning in, rocking with us, listening and watching, man.
Yep.
Peace and one love, man.
And you can
Peace out.
find me and daddy sipping over whatever the fuck you was saying.
All right,
That's where
B.
you can find me.
All right, B. Peace out, man. We out of here.